Have you ever felt powerless against a system that seemed indifferent to your plight? Anatole France's Crainquebille explores just that feeling, leaving you questioning the very nature of justice. Hello, and welcome to Ace Book Talk. Today, we're diving into a short but potent work by Anatole France, Crainquebille. France, born Anatole France Thibault in 1844, was a celebrated French novelist, poet, and journalist. A staunch defender of social justice, his writings often critic the hypocrisy and inequalities of French society. He won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1921, a testament to his enduring influence. France lived through a period of immense social and political change in France. The Third Republic, with its own scandals and problems, provided him with fertile ground for his satirical observations. France was a skeptical humanist, meaning he doubted whether humans were capable of doing what was morally right. Crainquebille, a short story published in 1901, centers around Jules Crainquebille, an aging Parisian street vendor who sells vegetables from his cart. He is, by all accounts, an honest and hard-working man, simply trying to make a living in the bustling city. One day, while stationed near a police station, Crainquebille is swept up in a misunderstanding. A policeman claims he was insulted by Crainquebille, who allegedly shouted "Mort aux vaches," a slang term meaning death to the cops. Crainquebille vehemently denies this, but his protests are ignored. He is arrested and brought before the court. The trial is a farcical affair. The judge, the prosecutor, and even Crainquebille's own lawyers seem more interested in upholding the authority of the state than in uncovering the truth. Crainquebille, bewildered and intimidated by the legal proceedings, is unable to effectively defend himself. The witnesses are unreliable, their testimonies contradictory, yet the court readily accepts the policeman's version of events. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, Crainquebille is found guilty and sentenced to prison. Crainquebille sentenced. This unjust conviction shatters his life. When he is released, he finds that his cart has been confiscated, his livelihood gone, and his reputation tarnished. He tries to return to his old ways, but the city, once familiar and welcoming, now seems hostile and indifferent. The other vendors shun him, the police harass him, and potential customers avoid him like the plague. Desperate and alone, Crainquebille slowly descends into poverty and despair. He becomes an outcast, a symbol of the state's cold, impersonal justice. In a heartbreaking turn, Crainquebille finds himself repeating the very words while accused of saying mort aux vaches, but this time with genuine bitterness and resentment. This act, born out of desperation, leads to another arrest, further solidifying his reputation as a troublemaker. The cycle of injustice continues, trapping Crainquebille in a downward spiral. The story concludes with Crainquebille's death, a tragic end for a man who was simply trying to live an honest life. His demise is a direct consequence of the unjust system that failed him, highlighting the devastating impact of unchecked power and the fragility of individual rights. Crainquebille's tale is a stark reminder of the potential for injustice within even the most seemingly civilized societies. What makes Crainquebille so compelling is its timeless relevance. It raises important questions about the nature of justice, the power of authority, and the vulnerability of the individual. It challenges us to consider how easily a person can be crushed by a system that prioritizes order and control over fairness and compassion. Crainquebille's story resonates even today, reminding us to be vigilant in protecting the rights of the marginalized and to question the narratives presented by those in power. The story teaches us several crucial life lessons. First, it underscores the importance of due process and the presumption of innocence. Crainquebille was essentially condemned before he even had a chance to defend himself, highlighting the dangers of a system that prioritizes expediency over fairness. Second, it reminds us of the human cost of injustice. Crainquebille's story is not just about a legal error, it's about the destruction of a human life. It compels us to consider the real-world consequences of our legal and social systems. Finally, it encourages us to speak out against injustice, even when it's unpopular or uncomfortable. Crainquebille was powerless because he was alone. By standing up for the vulnerable and challenging abuses of power, we can create a more just and equitable society. Crainquebille may be a short story, but it packs a powerful punch. It's a must-read for anyone interested in social justice, legal reform, or simply understanding the complexities of human nature. It will stay with you long after you finish reading. Thank you for joining us on Ace Book Talk. We hope you enjoyed this exploration of Anatole France's Crainquebille. Subscribe for more book recommendations and thought-provoking discussions.